you mentioned your love for singing. I think you have such a really, really great voice. It's very unique in my opinion. Were you ever like formally trained?
A little bit. I did. I went to like a School of Rock type thing, not that particular organization, in high school, and I already had, they did like lessons and then also like put you into bands to like do cover songs and like play shows. And I already had a guitar teacher that I really loved. And so I didn't want to take guitar lessons there. And so I was like, okay, like I'll do voice lessons. And that definitely helped me a lot with like, I mean, I didn't know that there was like head voice and full voice, and I had never been introduced to
What?
any like
I don't even know what that
concepts
is.
of that. It's
Yeah,
just like,
you know, it's like,
it's like singing from like your chest or like falsetto-y. Um, but it definitely helped me like learn how to control that a little bit. Um, and I probably had a much better range when I was taking lessons.
We've talked about we've done a couple of these episodes so far, and we've had the debate with people of whether they think, you know, taking lessons in like music theory helps you or harms you in the long run. Because I took some lessons and I know some theory, and I feel like I have like a set of rules I need to follow. Whereas Jake, who's our other singer songwriter in our band, he was never formally trained, and if he just hears something cool, he puts it in, and even though it breaks some rules, he's making some cool music out of it. What's your take on that?
I lean much more to the side of like, I don't want to know the rules. And I know that subconsciously that like I'm still doing a lot of the same things as someone who like has training in music theory. Technically, I took 2 years of music theory for school, but I don't know any of it. Um, I've never been able to like really grasp that. It's never made sense to me. I've definitely gotten into arguments with teachers because I was like, look, I just like don't have an interest in using this in my own work. Um, I'd rather just like let whatever come out. Um, and generally, the lessons that I took, I always was like resistant to music theory. Um, I just wanted to learn songs, and so I like found teachers who were just like down to work on. Like my guitar teacher would just like sit down with me, and I'd be like, "This is the song that I want to learn," and then we'd like figure it out together. Um, and like occasionally he'd be like, "Let's do some scales," or he'd like sneak in a little thing like as we were learning the song. But I never wanted to like sit down and do the theory. And it was the same thing. The person I took vocal lessons from, also because it was in the context of like within that school, it was like you were working on the songs that you were going to perform with your band in your lessons. So at least to a certain extent. So it'd be like, okay, like these are the songs, like let's sing them, like let's map out like where you think you should breathe. Or like if there's a really hard note, like let's figure out how you can hit that. And then I also like worked in those lessons a little bit on like songwriting stuff. But yeah, I lean much more to the side of like, I think music theory is interesting and helpful for some people, but I would have to know it so deeply to be able to just like use it while I'm writing a song, because that's like, I don't want to be thinking about that. I want to be thinking about like the expression and emotion in it. Yeah.
Sure.
that's really great.
I
I
don't
like
want.
that because I'm not trained on music theory, so I'm like, yeah.
All right, you guys are cooler than me. Whatever. More punk rock.
Rock and roll has no rules.